So grab pen or a marker, and we're going to focus on this first. So we'll give you 1 mark for each correct circle, right? You were supposed to circle the ones that are true. The higher the percentile rank, the greater the scores above you. That's wrong, right? The greater the scores below you. A mark of 75% is always a percentile rank of 75? No. A mark of 75 might have a percentile rank of 75. That is actually true. It could be. It is possible to have a mark of 95% and a percentile rank of 40. That is true. Okay? You scored really high on that test, but compared to everybody else, there are more people above you than below you, right? That's what that means. Can I ask you something? Think of 50 as being the middle. Right? 50 is the middle. So if you're 50, then 50 above, 50 below. If you're less than 50, now there's more people that did better than you, right? The higher the percentile rank, the better the score is compared to the others. That is true. Percentile rank of 80 indicates that 80% of the scores are above you. That's the part that makes this statement wrong. PR of 50 is the median. That is true. 2 equal scores will have the same percentile rank. That is also true, okay? Because the same number are below you still. So 5 marks, so 1 for each. And by the way, the total will be a 16 because I miscounted on that one. Wait, you made a mistake? It's Friday. Okay, there's 30 scores here. Determine the percentile ranking of a student that with a score of 68%. There's a bunch of 68s here. We don't care about them. This is already arranged, by the way, if you notice that. I just want the number of values that are below. You're going to get a mark for the 14, and you're going to get a mark for the 30, okay? And obviously, provided that you round it. If you did not round to a whole number, you're going to lose a full mark, okay? So it's okay to have 47. It's okay to have 46. It's not okay to leave it like that. If you have a percent symbol, you also lose a full mark. So it has to be just a whole number, okay? Oh, by the way, if you got this wrong and you added 14 numbers and you added the whole thing, you still get 1 out of 2, okay? So that's how that goes. Next, Jamin scored 9 out of 10 on the stats AC. Out of a class of 23 scored below or less than him. What's the score on the AC as a percentage? 9 divided by 10 times 100. So that actually does get a percent symbol. Calculate his percentile rank. 3 out of 20 times 100, so it's exactly 15. You get a mark for this. You get a mark for that. Did he do well compared to his classmates? I would say no. Okay. 15 indicates that 15% of students scored below Jamin. Okay? Can we turn off the music? Is that Barack? Jamal? Just turn down the music. Yeah, thank you. 50% scored below Jamin. Since the majority scored above him, he did not do well. Something along those lines. Okay? You kind of make a reference to the percentile rank and you say that there's more above than below, so you did not. If you kind of got it, you get half a mark. There's something we call lack of clarity in this exam. So if you're kind of there but you're not quite specific enough, you still get half, right? So please write something. I can use that one. I use that a lot actually. Okay, so backside 10, this one is worth 10, this first page. Next, the average amount of rainfall for the month of October. Here it's different, right? But it's Toronto's precipitation. So you have to go to Toronto and figure out, oh, that's 65. That's my benchmark. And then I figure out that there's 4 values that are lower than 65, lower than Toronto's. So it's 4 out of 10. So you get 1, 1, And obviously you would only get this mark if you, I mean, in this case it is 40. There's no rounding necessary. Okay. Next. We're good. A weighted mean situation. MAD, right? Multiply, add, divide. I'll give you 1 mark for the 75/10, and I'll give you 1 mark for dividing by 100, because you check that the weights are 100. Okay, so you make sure that that's that. 75.1 for 10%. 2 marks. Next, you have another weighted mean. So you'll get a mark for the 29.22. You get a mark for that, which you get if you multiply everything across. That's the M part. Then you add, that's the A, and then divide by 28. Why is that? I wanted the average cost. And you've been multiplying cost and quantity this whole time. So you want to divide by the quantity, the total quantity purchased. Okay? So it's $1.04 on average that is being spent. So you get a mark for that. Okay? So 2 marks for this question, 1 mark for the 29.22, and 1 mark for dividing by 28. So this backside is worth 6. The front is worth 10. And so this is a total out of 16. So make sure you change that out of 16. Put your name and last name on there. Sure. This one?